I'm forgetting when he like bit people, was it in here?
It was when there was a bunch of people, but they were like picking him up and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, so it's never just been like nipping a new person?
No, he likes people.
Okay. I just didn't know because I've never, and a lot of times holding like equipment is scary.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, let's just be proactive in it. So let's leash him.
Okay.
So always get him to calm down, but what we would risk during this is when his mind goes back out like it always does, him to go after him. Okay. So let's just make sure. Don't worry about it taking too long, especially with us, because the longer you get him to chill out here, you know, the less energy he's gonna exert on us when we get in there. So never rush it, especially when it's us. Okay. When it's other people, the more that you can get him to just come back to you, the better. Because the longer that you keep calling him to you, the less he's gonna be here. Because when we first came here, he had like 99% focus here, 1% on you. But the more amount of times you call him backwards, the 99% will decrease and your 1% will increase. And even if it's like 50-50, it's better that you have 50% focus instead of 1%. So
keep doing it even if he's...
Yeah, because most people are like, oh my God, what do I do? He's not listening. After like 2 or 3 times of calling, people usually give up. But the longer that you do it for, so time and consistency of where you want his mind to be is your best friend. So the longer you do it, the better. And now see, he kind of doesn't care. And that's when you want somebody to come in. And when we walk in, all you'll do is shift his focus onto you. So this is the very best way to do a greeting. First, when he's in here, you want to get too much focus. And him socializing with a new person should be, they're here, but he's able to look at you. And it's just good self-control wise too. But just with him, I feel like he gets so excited. One, it's good to teach self-control with excitement, but 2, his overexcitement is what gets him into trouble with his issues where he then snaps just because his mind was just racing. So we just want to keep him controlled. So now we'll be like, hi, Snorks. Like too much focus is a great problem to have, but the real test, like so many people have it here and then they unleash the dog and then the dog runs up. Not that he gets to this level or anything, but then the dog runs up and still goes and like nips the person. And it's like, you have to.
You notice that. Come here.
Yeah, there we go. So you want him to get all of that out with his, you know, having mental freedom on leash first. But you have to get to too much focus first. That's the other mistake that people make, is giving the mental freedom first and letting him decide. But it's like, nope, get it controlled first. This is something you can totally do. When people come here, is leash him, do exactly what we were doing. Call him back to you until you can get him, then the leash. Because typically you get just breaking his focus once on us, he comes to you, but the second I start opening the door, he bolts. So make this a new routine, like you're gonna focus on me, and then when I tell you, you can go say hi, you can go and say hi.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll just be good, you know, self-control just in general. Usually, are you able to pet him while he's eating?
Not wet food. It's
Not,
weird.
yeah.
Dry food or treats or anything.
Okay.
Dry food is fine, it's just wet food that...
Yeah, the enticing
But
thing.
he was trying to get him like used to...
Got it. So what I would have done instead of jumping to the petting, if you know that's a more enticing thing, is maybe try to do a leave it first with you away from him. See if, because if he can't let go of even that right there, you know, go get the cheese, whatever, and do a leave it with that. If he can't let go of that there, going forward is just going to set him off. That's what I would do. And then, if he left it, good. I'd go a little closer. And then last case, the petting. Yeah. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's what people jump to. They're like, to desensitize a dog, everybody jumps just petting a dog while they're eating, and they think that's how you get them used to it. But it just depends on the dog and the level. Yes, with dry food, that's great. He's probably at that level, but it's actually the hardest level. You're petting them on the head. That's as close as you can get. They can't see your hand. They don't know. So definitely just work your way up with that. If he growled or is showing like he's obviously not cool with you being around him, if you're like a foot away, I would just keep trying to call him, break his focus there 5 times until he's like, okay, we're good. He's not trying to get my food and doesn't feel like he needs to be guarding it anymore. Then move forward with it. Diego. Yeah, Yeah, it's really hard.
Usually he'll do like a little bark, but not like the meat.
I could see how hard it is for him today to snap out of it. Look at that.
He also went to the vet this morning, so that probably wasn't fun for him. I've been gone for a few days and just got back today. So
it's all kinds of variables. But I think it's honestly good if we have him controlled.
Yeah.
Diego doing this. Sometimes during training, if you can bring out the worst in the dog, you can really work through the issues, you know, because I mean, we kind of know with all of the training he's gotten better, but it hasn't 100%. We're still a work in progress. If we can bring out these instances, I'm like, yes, let's do it and work on it. And we just have to think also with all those variables, and progress isn't always linear. He's gonna have bad days. So today, where typically, Snorks, typically he snaps out of Diego getting a treat instantly on his own. Today, he might, right now, not even be able to snap out of it on his own, which he couldn't. Diego? Yes, Snorks, good. He's like, yes, I can. Diego? Snorks! He's like shaking, like this is so hard for him today. So because he's showing stress signals, he did a little lip curl again there. I will not go further. You know, I want to keep doing that level or that same distance away from him. I'm going to try one more time of him. Oh, this time I'm going to tell him to snap out of it because he couldn't on his own. Sit. Yes. Snorks. Yes. Good. So always when something's too hard, set him up for success. Whether you have to decrease the amount of time he's looking, you have to help him out, get consistent with that, show him what he needs to be doing, and then try again letting him do it. Yes, Snorks! And then he did it on his own. So sometimes remember, you just have to go back to the level 1 of training, directing him to follow your direction. And level 2, the goal of training is that he does it on his own. But if he can't, level 2, go back to level 1, then try level 2 again. Oh, Diego! Hey, buddy. Okay, go, Diego. Yes. Snorks. Snorks. Yes. If his mind is super engaged and staring at me, he just doesn't look off. So the goal with him is to not get him at that level. I want his mind to go off and then come back. To me, it doesn't seem like he's always losing it. I can see it. So right here, he's super engaged. Yes, so that was a really good one. So here, when he's staring at the treat, and Diego. Okay, yes. See how he's just staring at me here? He didn't see it drop. Now he did. Yes. Oh, yeah. It's very clear to me it's always just if his mind is gone. And then it's again, if we switch up positions, he's more on edge too. That's when he usually can't do it on his own. Every single time I've dropped that he's been looking at it, he's done the growl or the lip curl. Tomorrow he might have more self-control and yes! I swear he hears me. There you go. That was so hard for him. You see, he's like, and management wise, great that if something drops, he's like not staring at it falling all the time and just is looking up at you. But to really work through the issues, that's not gonna be in reality all the time. So we need him to, when he is staring and wants to go, wants to take it out on him, or you guys, if you're going for the thing that drops, snaps himself out of that growling lip curl state. You wanna do it with him? Okay, I wonder if he's going to be more or less protective with you.
Oh, Diego's going to get it. He's going to get it. Oh.
So see right here how he like takes a blink over at Diego and he's like, I'm not going to get consumed by what he's doing. I'm not. Yep. Great self-control, but the analogy that I use for this is that when you're on a diet, as long as you guys don't have like those things in your house, sweets, all of that, you're good. You're like, okay, I'm good. But the real test of self-control is when you go out to eat, when you go to a party and that's sitting in front of you just waiting. Yeah, so that's where he's at. He's like, I'm good if I don't have to see it. I'm good, you know, blink, look at it for a second. But the real test, we need to let him be in front of the chocolate cake and be like, I don't need it. See if you can put it in front of the crate a little. Yeah. Yes, that was it.
That was a